Clark here at Killer Fun, back with another Daily Killer Sudoku Solve video. This is puzzle 1276, another of the puzzles that took me far too long to complete on my first time through, so I'm revisiting it for a solve video. Let's look at the puzzle page to see what we can learn before we start the solve. This is the difficulty 4 puzzle with an average solve time of 37 minutes. Check out these statistics. Just under 1,400 attempts and less than 530 solves with an abandonment ratio of 63%. My re-rank algorithm has the puzzle as a difficulty 8, and the grader calculator in the Killer Solver from Sudoku Wiki rates it as a 9.7 with a very hard grade. The board is horizontally symmetric, but I didn't feel like this was an advantage in this solve path. There are some large cages that are interesting with an advantageous number of cells, spanning multiple boxes, allowing for cage splitting, and or one cell out of line with the other cells in the cage. All of these features have the potential for useful logic. I would split this solve path into 3 stages: fun killer setup, difficult cage-specific logic breakthrough, and standard Sudoku Sprint to the finish. If you like large cage interactions, this puzzle is for you. Please follow along, or give it a try first. There is a link to this puzzle in the description notes below. Let's solve puzzle 1276. Get started here in box 6, where we have a 2-cell 17 cage with a single combination of 8, 9. Over here in box 4, there is another 2-cell 17 cage, which looks right into this 2-cell 12 cage and limits it down to a single combination of 5, 7. I believe that's all of the extremely limited cages. So let's look down here in box 7. We have a 1 box, 2 innie, rule of 45 possibility. 45 minus 29 is 16. So we have these 2 innies, a 2-cell 16 sum, has only one possible combination of 7, 9. There is a 4-row, 3 innie rule of 45 possibility in the lower 4 rows of the puzzle. All the cages that exist completely in these 4 rows sum to 157. As 4 rows sum to 180, the remaining sum is 23, and a 3-cell 23 sum only has one possible combination. Let's plug that into the calculator. The one possible combination is a 6, 8, 9. Row 7, column 1 is one of the 3 innie cells. And you'll notice that this possible combination for a 23 sum does not contain a 7. We can remove the 7 from this cell. If this cell is a 9, then the remaining 2 cells need to be a 6, 8 pair. And this 8 that's already in box 4 fixes that 6, 8 pair to a 6, 8. The 7, 9 pair in box 7 is now resolved to a 9, 7. The 11 cage partner of the 7 is a 4. The 36 cage, which exists in columns 1 and 2, has 3 possible combinations, but only 2 contain a 6. Both contain an 8, as box 4 already contains an 8, and only 2 cells of the 36 cage extend outside of box 4. One of them must be an 8. Row 7, column 1 is already set to 9, so row 3, column 1 must be the 8. Staying here in box 1, we look at this rule of 45 possibility in box 1. 45 minus 32 is 13. With this 8, row 1, column 3 must be a 5, and its 2-cell 7-cage partner must be a 2. In box 4, there is only one cell where we can place a 3. The 17 cage and the 6 cage, neither can contain a 3. And the 2 remaining possible combinations for the 36 cage, neither of them contain a 3. Therefore, row 5, column 3 must be a 3. And its partner in a 2-cell 8-cage is a 5. This 5 in box 5 resolves the row 4, 12 cage to 7, 5. The 6 cage then in box 4 must be a 1, 5, as the 5s in rows 4 and 5 force a 5 into row 6. This 1, 5 pair is resolved by the 5 looking down in row 3 to a 5, 1 pair. The remaining cells in the 36 cage in columns 1 and 2 must be 2, 4, 7, with the 7 removed from row 4, column 1, due to the 7 in row 4 looking left. The 9 cage in column 4 is limited to one combination by the 8s looking right in rows 3 and 4, and a 2, 5, 4 in the column. 3, 6 is the only possible combination. The column 4, 10 cage is limited to one combination by a 2, 3, 4 in the column. 1, 9 is the only possible combination, set to a 9, 1 pair by the 1 looking right in row 6. The row 6, 11 cage is limited to one possible combination by a 6, 5 and an 8, 9 in the row. 4, 7 is the only possible combination, set to 4, 7 by the existing 7 in box 5. The 21 cage in boxes 5 and 6 must contain an 8, but not a 5 or a 7. This eliminates all but the 1, 2, 4, 6, 8 combination. The remaining candidates are 1, 2, 4, 6. But the box 5, row 6, column 6, 4 forces the 4 from this quadruple into box 6, leading to a 1, 2, 6 triple in box 5 and a 4 in row 5, column 7. This 4 looking left in row 5 eliminates 4s in this row and forces a 4 into row 4, column 1. The 21 cage 1, 2, 6 triple also forces a 3 into the column 4, 9 cage and places a 6 in row 3, column 4, completing the rows in box 6. The remaining candidates in row 6 are a 2, 3 pair. With this 2 in box 6, row 4 can only contain a 1, 6 pair. This 1, 6 pair allows us to partially resolve the box 5, 21 cage 1, 2, 6 triple with a 2 in row 4 and a 1, 6 pair in row 5. A 4-cell 19 cage in boxes 6 and 9 has only 2 combinations with a 2, 3. 2, 3, 5, 9 and 2, 3, 6, 8. The row 7, 9, looking right, eliminates the 2, 3, 5, 9 combination. Setting a 6, 8 pair in the last two cells of row 7. A 4-cell 16 cage in boxes 3 and 6 has only two combinations with a 1 and a 6. One, 2, 6, 7 and 1, 4, 5, 6. Setting a 2, 7 and a 4, 5 pair in the last two cells of row 3. We have only 6 large cages left to complete, but none of these have any candidates set. Each of the 4 cages in the right 2/3 of the puzzle have some unique features that should help us at some point. The 8-cell cages both are missing one of the 9 Sudoku digits. The 6-cell cages have only one cell each that is not in the row with the other cell. Let's start in the bottom band 39 cage. The 39 cage must contain a 4. The existing box 8 4 and the 4 looking down in row 7 force a 4 in this cage into row 8, column 8. There must be a 7 in box 9. 7's looking right in row 9 and looking down in column 7. Force a 7 into row 8, column 9. This 7 looking up in column 9 and its neighbor 4 looking up in column 8 order the pairs in row 3 of the box 3 and 6 16 cage by eliminating themselves and their 9 thumb partners. In column 4, the remaining candidates are a 7, 8 pair. The 7 looking left in row 8 resolves the 7, 8 pair to 7, 8. There must be a 7 in row 7. A box 4 7 and 7's looking down from columns 6 and 7. Place that 7 in row 7, column 5. There must also be a 5 in row 7. 5's in columns 2, 3, and 7. Place that 5 in row 7, column 6. Row 9 must have an 8. 8's in boxes 8 and 9, and an 8 looking down in column 1. Force an 8 into row 9, column 2. This 8 looking up in column 2 resolves the box 4 17 cage 8, 9 into a 9, 8 pair. The bottom band 39 cage must contain a 1. The box 8 1 forces a 1 into row 8, column 7. The only place now in row 9 for a 1 is row 9, column 1. Box 7 must contain a 5. 5's looking down in columns 2 and 3. Force a 5 into row 8, column 1. Let's now move up into the top band to see what can be completed. In columns 8 and 9, we have 3 interesting pairs that have influence in the top band. 6, 8, 8, 9, and 1, 6. These contain 6's and 8's in boxes 6 and 9. These prevent 6's and 8's in columns 8 and 9 of box 3. This and the 6, 8 in row 3 force a 6, 8 pair into rows 1 and 2 of column 7. The top box 43 cage must contain a 6. Where can we place that 6? We have just determined that there cannot be a 6 in columns 8 or 9 of box 3. There can also not be a 6 in the 43 cage cells within box 2, nor can there be a 6 in row 3 of box 3, forcing the 6 into row 2, column 7. This resolves the 6-8 pair in column 7 of box 3. With 8s looking in from row 1 and 3, and an 8 looking up in column 5, there is only one place for an 8 in box 2, row 2, column 6. The top box 30 cage must contain an 8, but cannot contain a 6. This reduces the possible combinations down to 2, both containing a 1, 3, 8, 9, with possibilities of 2, 7, or 5, 4. As the possible combinations for the 30 cage in the top band must contain a 2 or a 5, and row 1 contains a 5, 2 pair. The only cell in the 30 cage not in row 1 must be a 2, 5. As there is no 2 in this top band 43 cage, nor can there be a 2 in the row 1 cells of the 30 cage. The only place in box 3 where 2s exist is column 9. These 2s in column 9 resolve the row 6 19 cage 2-3 pair to 2-3. As there must be a 1, 3, 9 in row 1 of the 30 cage, the 3 and the 2 combine with the other digits in column 1 to force a 7 in row 1, column 1. This 7 resolves the box 4 2-7 pair to 2-7. From here on out in the solve, there's not much pure killer Sudoku logic. I'll be speeding up the video 4 times while I do mostly basic Sudoku logic to finish out the puzzle. If you'd like to watch the full speed version, I'll put a link in the upper right hand corner and in the description notes below. That completes puzzle 1276 from Daily Killer Sudoku. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I would love it if you would leave a constructive or positive comment down below. Liking and subscribing will also help me out and get you more killer fun in your feed. Until next time, keep solving.